The guest code. The lock remembered what I wanted to forget. I install smart locks for a living, new construction, cranky brownstones, landlords who want their doors to be therapists. Every system keeps a diary. The app on my phone sends a daily summary of every lock I manage, including my own. Guest code studio used. 12:37 p.m. was the line that made my throat feel like a drawer that wouldn't close. We don't have a studio anymore. June closed it last year. I thought the code was disabled. At 12:37 p.m. I was across town on a ladder. The alert buzzed twice. I finished the job before I let my mind do anything dramatic. She keeps backup batteries in a labeled tub and charges camera packs in order like she's tucking in a row of very small, very sleepy children. She arrived home at 5 with a camera bag and the smell of cold air in her hair. She kissed me in the kitchen, a quick press that tasted like peppermint gum and two unanswered questions. "How was the dentist?" she asked. "Teeth," I said, "so many." I held up the small treasure of a stripped screw. Moment of silence. She smiled into the pot of soup she was stirring and said, "Moment observed." We ate, cleaned up, and sat. I said, "Weird thing. The studio code unlocked the door at lunch." Her face didn't shatter, it rearranged. She's good at managing brides and weather. "Okay," she said. "Before you decide I'm auditioning for a different life, let me try the boring truth." "Please." "I met someone during a product shoot last month," she said. "A chef. He listened to my lighting notes like they were recipes. We kept running into each other. There's only one good rental kitchen on the east side and it's small. We had coffee twice. He made me feel like new film, sensitive and worth protecting. Today he was nearby and I knew our hallway had better light than the cafe." My stomach practiced shutting doors. "What did you do in the light?" I asked, and hated every word as it came toward me. "I told him about the corner where I used to build backdrops," she said. "I told him the floor slopes and I love it more than I admit. He told me his hands always smell like citrus. We kissed once. I stopped it in the middle. He left." I stared at the dog and at the log on my phone. "I'm sorry," she said, and didn't reach for me because she's not cruel. "I missed the person I was in that light. That has more to do with me than with him. It's not a good excuse. It's just the map. Do you want to see him again?" She didn't try to be elegant. "I want 10 versions of myself," she said. "One of them might. The one that belongs to us doesn't." We put the bowls in the sink. We turned off the lights. We lay in the kind of dark that is also a floor. In the morning, I did the only thing I know that makes waiting possible: work. The first house of the day was an old duplex where the landlord had installed 7 different brands over 10 years. I turned chaos into a system and told a woman named Priya that she could stop keeping spare keys in a bowl like fortune cookies. At lunch, I took a walk instead of tapping the app. The city smelled like rain. A group of teenagers practiced a tick-tock dance on a stoop. Ordinary life held still and then resumed, as it always does after someone says out loud what might break you. 2 days later, a padded envelope, a lemon zester note, "For the corner with good light, K." A note on recipe card stock, "For the corner with good light, K." "I didn't ask for this," she said. "I know," I said. "I don't want it," she said. We set it on the counter. That night I renamed the codes to people, added an auto-expire rule, and removed the remote unlock. The therapist called this repair. Homework: 1 hour without devices, 1 confession, 1 want not dressed as a joke. I asked for the urge, not the aftermath. She asked me to ask for touch. We laughed and touched like people who know the fire code. It would be tidy if that fixed it. Instead, it rained on and off for a week, which is to say the city conspired to remind us that weather makes liars of plans. Kai left a single lemon on the studio windowsill, the old one, not the one we rent now, like he thought our lives were a still life. June texted him the next morning, no more deliveries. He wrote back a poem fragment his phone probably suggested. She didn't answer. He didn't escalate. Some men drift away. Repair looked like an ugly diner. We translated fear. We walked past the studio and didn't look up. June has a talent no one pays her for. She can make a room kinder by moving a chair and asking a question. She did it to our bedroom. She pushed the dresser under the window that actually admits morning. She put the lemon zester on the kitchen counter where it can make itself useful or feel ridiculous. We hung a cheap paper lantern in the hallway because light, like confession, is better diffused. She started calling me in the middle of a shoot to narrate a want before it turned into a plot. I want to be praised for lighting a white dress without turning the bride into a ghost. I want you to text me that you're looking forward to my hair the way it never listens. Sometimes the wants were ridiculous. It felt like vitamin C. I thought about calling Kai. My work makes calling people easy. I talk strangers through dead batteries like I'm guiding them through childbirth. I didn't call him. I learned not to narrate someone else's lesson. The lock's new rule deleted studio after 30 quiet days. It felt like clicking a pen closed. We found a flyer for a pop-up dinner in our old warehouse. We went, stood outside, and went home. Emmett, our neighbor with the plant, told me he'd locked himself out and could he please borrow the ladder. In his living room, surrounded by succulents named after NASA missions, he said, "My ex wrote me once, after, and said she missed the person she was in our bathroom mirror at 7:14 a.m., and I knew exactly what she meant, and it didn't help at all." He handed me a cactus and a mug that said one teacher, even though no one in our hallway teaches professionally. "You're doing the right things," he said. "That's not a guarantee, that's the good news." I don't believe in omens, but the dog brought me June's sock as a gift on the morning we decided to reset everything about our door. We took the smart lock off and put on a deadbolt with a key that is cut a half shade imperfect because that's how keys remember us. We kept the camera because sometimes proof is mercy. We kept the new rules. Names, not categories. Wants declared before they make alibis. We replaced the smart lock with a stubborn deadbolt and kept the camera. June texted me a photo from City Hall of hands signing. "I'm coming home," she texted. "Make the hallway light nice." I changed the bulb to warm. The door opened with a sturdy sound. We chose now. The lock no longer sends summaries. The deadbolt is not a diarist. The hallway still registers motion in 2-second bursts and tells my phone about it because I forgot to disable that part and maybe I never will. Sometimes mid-afternoon, a notification slides onto the screen. Hallway motion DETCTED. And for the length of one breath, I'm back on the ladder in the dentist's office learning news from an appliance. Then June texts me a photo of the dog sleeping in the patch of light that used to belong to portraits. And I exhale like a man who believes the door he's standing in front of belongs to him. We keep our vows unheroically. Batteries charged, codes retired, once said early. At night I say home to the drawer of good screws and go there. The hallway light is on, the door just holds.